The only sign that the Armitage family was rising out of the mire of debt into which they had sunk the year before was the addition of 2 splendid hunters to the Reverend Charles Armitage's stable and several highly bred hounds to his pack. Rigorous economy was still practiced in the vicarage. Meals were of the cheapest cuts of meat, and clothes were still darned and altered and handed down. The vicar of St. Charles and St. Jude in the village of Hopeworth had 8 children, 6 girls and twin boys. His eldest daughter, Minerva, now 20 years of age, had only a month before announced her engagement to Lord Sylvester Comfrey, the Duke of Aylesbury's youngest son. The Armitage brood had somehow hoped this forthcoming noble alliance would immediately pour gold into the coffers of the vicarage. But although Lord Sylvester and his friend Peter, Marquess of Brabington, had generously lent the vicar money, and Lord Sylvester had lent him the use of his steward so that the tenant farms should flourish under professional guidance, no immediate signs of any affluence were to be felt. The vicar had explained that the money must be paid back as soon as possible, not only to his daughter's fiancé and to the Marquess, but also to Lady Godolphin for the expense that lady had incurred in bringing Minerva out. The twins, Peregrine and James, aged 10, admittedly had their future education at Eton secured. But for the girls and Mrs. Armitage, life went on much as it had done before Minerva's engagement. Christmas passed quietly. Minerva was to be married in March, and her younger sisters were already tearfully pleading for new gowns to be made for the wedding. Apart from Minerva, there was Annabelle, 17, Deirdre, 15, Daphne, 14, Diana, 13, and Frederica, aged 12. Annabelle, the next in line, suffered from a nagging feeling of discontent which had nothing to do with her family's straitened circumstances. She had fallen in love at first sight with her sister Minerva's fiancé, Lord Sylvester Comfrey. The admiration of his lordship's friend, the Marquess of Brabington, had been noticed by Annabelle and quickly discounted as unimportant. At first, it had been the Marquess of Brabington who had occupied her dreams. He had descended on the vicarage to explain that he and Lord Sylvester Comfrey had decided to help the impoverished family out of their predicament by restoring the vicar's land to good heart.